Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, anywhere you are watching WYTV. You're welcome to another edition of News Review where we talk about the headlines that made up the news reports of today. My name is Amir Abbas or Latuji, but you can call me Sidon J. And today, I'll be doing this with...
I'm Ambassador Rochimi Orilua, son of the prophetess, the man, where is Mbuwike. Good afternoon to all our viewers all over the world.
The sponsor for this show is still Nokpa Abbas. And you can as well be one of our sponsors. You can call the number on the screen or send us a DM. I will get back to you ASAP. Today I'll be starting with Punch newspaper as usual. Federal government restores electricity in Niger. Leave sanction, reopens border. 17-year-old accused of 100,000 naira theft kills self. Terrorists kill one, abduct 8 in Kaduna community. Federal government plans fresh borrowing via Eurobond in June. Then on Vanguard newspaper, Naira falls to 1,620 Naira per dollar in parallel market. Will expose gaming tourism for development. Sanwo-Olu. Edo Guba. Anxiety in APC as court seats over candidacy. Army pledges improved relationship with LASU. Consumers slam sachet waters producers, retailers as price skyrockets in Abia State. Alleged budget pardon. Step aside now. PDP tackles Akpabio. FEC allocates 759 billion naira for road construction. Then the last one on the Daily Post newspaper. Osun APC. PDP trades words over Adeleke's security alarm. These are the headlines that made up the newspapers of today. We're going on a short commercial break. When we're back, we continue with some of the headlines. Don't go nowhere. Stay tuned.
When life breaks into the beautiful splendor of nature, and the kids can't just resist the temptation to explore to its zenith with the full assurance that the perfect backup is on the way for a perfect refilling. Nokpa, we always come to the rescue anytime, anywhere, any day, anyway, anyhow, round the clock. The family just can't get a better companion aside Nokpa. Nokpa Abba Mixture, the family's best bet.
With Nokpa, healthy living is guaranteed for me and my family.
Nokpa for management of power.
You welcome back from that short commercial break, and that's our sponsor, Nokpa Abbas. Sir, the first headline we want to look at today is about the consumers and retailers, shouting on the new price hike on sachet water. They said consumers slam sachet water producers. Retailers as price skyrockets in Abia State.
I would just say this is a matter of choice. It depends on your choice. If you like it, you buy it. If you can afford of buying it, you buy it. If you can't buy it, go out with your bottled water with your flask. If you know you drink a lot of water, I believe that's the best option, because if care is not taken now, before you get to now, most of this pure water and this bottled water we buy out there, how are they hygienic? We have a lot of video when they're going viral on social media where you see abokis fetching water in one of the streams beside somebody's house there. What I would just advise people is, it's a matter of, if you can't afford it, you avoid it. That's just it.
Well, residents of Umaya and other parts of Abia State expressed outrage over the astronomical increase and the price of sachet water, popularly known as pure water. Findings by news show that the price of sachet water has gone up to 15 naira per one. But 2 weeks ago, the commodity was sold at 2 sachets for 50 naira, meaning that the dealers have increased the retail price by 100%.
Do you know why all these things were always like that? Number one, what's the price? It is what they buy that they are going to sell.
Yes.
Number one, the diesel they were using in powering their generator or producing that pure water or bottled water or sachet water rather. What is the cost of the diesel today? Before, at least 3 days ago, we read it in the news where the price of the diesel has also gone up. So they have to put their calculator or their mathematics on what they are buying. That's how they are going to sell.
Well, also, a bag which contains 20 sachets now goes for between 400 naira and 450 naira when compared to 300 naira it was sold 2 weeks ago by the retailers. Findings also showed that the price increment began after a 2-day strike recently embarked upon by members of Table and Sachet Water Producers Association in Abia State. Arising from the meeting, the members increased the price to 350 naira per bag from the initial 250 naira, which retail shops sold to the final consumers at 50 naira per sachet. Some residents of the state who spoke to Daily Post on the development said they now drink directly from boreholes and other public sources to quench thirst.
Now, when we go back to the olden days, there was nothing like sachet water and there was nothing like bottled water. What we even have when modernization came was this nylon water. We call it ice water.
Yes, ice water.
That is what we normally buy then. And then if you could recollect, the rate in which we buy ice water then was different from the way we buy sachet water now. And nothing happens to us. Then in the olden days, it was this stream water that we normally take and nothing happens to us. Now in the area of modernizing the whole thing, filtering your water before you drink, you know how many diseases are out there.
So, you know, one of the disadvantages of, you know, trying to implore people to be drinking stream water now is because there was no much company. There was no company that was trying to, like, you know, bring in different chemicals to, you know, disrupt the clean water that we have. But now we have we have pollutions all around.
It depends on the area you are. And when you are building your house, you have borehole in your house. Most of the houses today where the people built by themselves, they have borehole. We have people that are very closer to you, even though you are not the one that owns the house that you were living. We have people closer to you that have boreholes that we people do go there to fetch. And for instance, my own house, I have borehole in my house, and there was nothing like filtering the water. I drink directly from my borehole.
I'm not talking about boreholes. I said stream.
Stream water. Okay,
yes.
You are talking about stream water. When you talk about stream water, it depends on the area. Okay, are you telling me those that are in the village that we don't have companies there? Are they not drinking from their stream water?
Most of them don't buy pure water. They are not even users of pure. We're talking about people
Some of them buy.
I didn't say nobody.
No, nobody buy. Okay, now when you talk about the developed area, most especially like Lagos here, if you can't afford of buying pure water, sachet water or bottled water, go out with your flask filled with your water.
Even people that has boreholes in there, they sell water. Yes, that's what they do in Southwest. They sell water.
If they sell water, they sell for water for those that are going to use in cooking. Isn't it?
Well, a public health expert, Dr. Terry Omema, who spoke to Daily Post on the development, said something must be done to reduce the price of drinking water to enable the poor consumers.
If something has to be done, which means that it will come directly from the federal government. When the price of this come down, the price of the material that they were buying, when you go to the market today, you see a lot of people lamenting of what they buy yesterday that is different from what they buy today. Okay, now for instance, I think you saw the video that went viral. Somebody paid for a door in the morning. At least not few hours later, all in the process of trying to get a vehicle that is going to convey the door to where he's going to use the door, they said the whole price has increased. Maybe the guy called the market or purchasing another door. They now told him, oh, this is the latest price in the market. And when he's selling at that lower price, when you get to the market, automatically he has to add money on it. So if the doctor is coming out to say that something has to be done, which means the thing that has to be done should come directly from the federal government.
Well, the doctor's decision was from another angle. He said consuming unclean water could lead to an outbreak of major waterborne disease. But defending their decision to increase the price of sachet water, the members of Association of Table and Sachet Water Producers in Abia State blamed their decision on the rising cost of production materials. The members, who spoke through Peter Nwakama, chairman, said they would reduce the price if the cost of production materials come down in the market, just like the diesel you mentioned, sir. They rather blamed the retailers for selling at 50 naira per sachet to the public, despite buying a bag at 350 naira.
Okay, now those people that are going there to buy a bag of sachet water at 350 naira, you've forgotten that they are going to still go and buy block to ice those water. because there was no electricity now to the extent in which you believe they can take it to their freezer or their fridge to freeze it a little bit to make it cool.
If you have to sell your pure water per one, 15 naira,
15 naira.
That is a cold water, then you should have price for people that, like someone like me, I don't buy cold water. So I have to like ask. Okay,
and then if that should be the case, that one has to be negotiated.
Exactly.
That one has to be negotiated.
Well, they warned the public against drinking water not approved by NAFDAC, saying that doing that could expose them to deadly diseases.
Now, let me tell you this. You see, it's only God that do save us in this Nigeria. Once you are going to NAFDAC to register on NAFDAC, the product you are taking to the NAFDAC, you make sure everything is being purified. What after when it has been approved by NAFDAC? Do they really go to the factory? Do they have a review? Do they used to go to the factory on a daily basis to see how those water were being produced?
They should even have, NAFDAC should try and have agencies in every local government so that they can be going to those companies to check one after the other. Maybe they are still doing the right thing or not. That's another measure for NAFDAC to look into. But let's move on to the next headline here. Step aside now, PDP tackles the Senate President, Godswill Akpabio. The People's Democratic Party, PDP, has charged Senate President Godswill Akpabio to step aside and allow for an independent probe into the allegation of 3.7 trillion naira untraceable project in the 2024 budget.
Well, if the PDP is coming out to tell Akpabio to step aside, you know that will never happen. Akpabio will never step aside. You remember, Akpabio still have a case in court that is being penned. Akpabio was he was once locked up before he came out. You remember when Oshomole was campaigning on behalf of all this APC, he said, join APC, your sin has forgiven. Now Akpabio has joined APC. His sin has been forgiven to the extent in which he was the Senate President, somebody who has a pending case in the court. Look at the level where Nigerian people were being reduced to animal. An ex-convict that has a case in court
was now
released to be. You remember when he was voted in as the Senate President, a lot of people came out to say, okay, Akpabio will be a rubber stamp Senate President, because he will not want to tackle the decision of the so-called Nigerian President.
Well, PDP berated Akpabio for suspending Ningi without carrying proper investigation into the allegation of budget padding. A Bauchi Central Senator Abdul Ningi had alleged that the 2024 budget was padded to the tune of 3.7 trillion naira. Ningi's allegation led to his suspension for 3 months after the Senate had deliberated on the matter. Reacting, PDP's National Publicity Secretary Depo Olugunagba expressed support for the suspended senator. Olugunagba said, the People's Democratic Party demands that the Senate President, Senator Godswill Akpabio, immediately step aside and allow for an independent investigation into the allegation that a staggering 3.7 trillion naira was discreetly inserted into the 2024 budget for alleged non-existent projects. We ask, why did the APC leadership in the Senate not refer the matter to the appropriate Senate Standing Committee for an open investigation in line with the extant rules of the Senate? What is the APC Senate leadership afraid of, and what is he hiding from Nigerians? It is even more absurd that instead of recusing himself, the Senate President sat as a judge in the matter, a situation that has the capacity to bring this institution of the Senate to further public disrupt. Now, sir, let us take a look at this. If there is nothing behind this
budget padding,
yes, the Senate President should have given time before suspending.
That is the reason why you will know that in Nigerian democracy, let me say in African democracy, we don't have freedom of speech. Anybody that is trying to come out to speak the truth to the old country will automatically become the enemy of those that are trying to sabotage the economy of the country. For instance, now the issue of this budget padding now, do you know that the Senate President and the rest of the committee will also be a beneficiary of it? And somebody coming out to expose that this thing is not right. This is not what we campaigned to the old Nigerians before we were being elected. You will become their enemy.
Well, this apparent inclination towards covering up sleaze in the polity is already pitching the institution of the Senate against Nigerians who are demanding answers on the matter. Of course, the widely condemned suspension of Senator Ningi does not provide answers to the budget padding allegation. So it is needed, unfortunate, and a huge smear on the image of the Senate as the highest lawmaking and probity institution in the country, that its presiding officer has found himself in a guama of alleged sleaze and betrayal of public trust. So people already said it that they didn't trust Akpabio right from time.
Right from the beginning, right from the beginning.
Keep showing us
We said it all. We said it right from this program. We said it that he's going to be a rubber stamp president, and he made the promise that he's not going to be a rubber because he said it.
If you check the video that day, he was telling
to have the mic of the guy that was speaking.
Well, PDP said our party therefore stands with Senator Ningi for his courage in seeking probity and accountability in the polity, he declared. So if people are really standing for Ningi, I feel this is the right time. Senator Akpabio, Godswill Akpabio, the Senate President of Nigeria, should be questioned on the reason why they have to
Who is the person in question that is going to question Akpabio? They have the upper hand. They are in the ruling class. Whatever they do, whatever they does there is the final. Nobody is there to checkmate them. They are birds of the same feather. You know what Nigerian politics is, or let me say, you know what African politics is. No wonder we have military taking over from all those African countries. If the democracy there are doing well, favoring the masses, do you think military will come and intervene?
Exactly.
No.
Exactly. Well, this is where we are going to be ending it on the show today. But before we leave, sir, do you think Akpabio should remain the Senate President? Because now we've seen different cases that is, let's say, it's wrong for a Senate President to just, take up a matter and, find solutions to it by himself.
The reason why Akpabio will only be removed from the Senate President was that if it goes against the wish of the president of Nigeria.
Which means the president knows what's up.
Yes, automatically they will. If the president is keeping quiet on this issue, that he has not come out to say anything on the issue. Now you remember the case of Betta Edom. It was directly from the president. What happened? Immediately.
Now we didn't even know what happened to her.
What happened to her?
The matter has died. Well, this is where we are going to be ending it on the show today. Don't forget to follow us on all our social media platforms on YouTube, TikTok, X, Facebook at Wisdom Yard Online TV. My name is Ahmed Abbas Olatunji, but you can call me Sidonje. And thank you so much, Ambassador, for joining on the show.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for joining the live too. We'll see you again tomorrow. Oh yes, tomorrow is Friday. Yeah, that'll be the last day for news review. Be good and enjoy the rest of your day. Bye for now.
Oh, this one that God is telling us to make sacrifice. Chumbo wa Jenny. Is he coming down to eat them? Me, I cannot waste my harvest, yo. I will now give it to somebody. Go possible. Me on short there. You will believe she told me. She let me have food. Let me only fool you. This one cannot be wasted. A word tomboy. Look at this fool. I too know. So gullible. No common sense. Can he eat this fat ram? Baba mi gon ki se ru ode ba ile eku bi tele mi. Just look at him.
Cain, please come and help me to carry the ram for the sacrifice. It is too heavy.
Abel, can't you say I'm also busy here? You are too greedy and foolish. Why can't you pick the one you can carry? Or there. Amukumeko. Churopola unjeroni.
I will mind my business. I will carry it by myself.
It's better. Or the Akponu. Ole oloju kokoro.
Why are you angry? And why has your countenance fallen? If you do well, will you not be accepted? And if you do not do well, sin lies at the door. And its desire is for you, but you should rule over it.
Cain, why are you angry? I have brought you some food. You should be tired by now. Come and eat.
I said you should take your food away. I'm not eating.
Where is your brother?
I don't know. Am I my brother's keeper? Am I his keeper?
What have you done? The voice of your brother's blood cries out to me from the ground. So now you are cursed from the earth, which has opened his mouth to receive your brother's blood from your hand. When you till the ground, you shall no longer use. A fugitive in the vacuum shall be on the earth.
My punishment is greater than I can bear. Surely you have driven me out this day from the face of the ground. I shall be hidden from your face. I shall be a fugitive and a vagabond on the earth. And it will happen that anyone who